just happened? I'm going home. Yeah!
In a massive earthquake, the Tokyo Skytree doesn't just stand still. It does something much smarter, and it's probably
All the Tiffany boxes are shaking. The whole building just shook.
皆さんはこんばんにちは。ずんだジャパンなのだ。皆さんは今、日本の耐震技術が世界から称賛されているのを知ってるだろうか。今日はそんな最新の耐震テクノロジーと初めて日本の地震を体験する外国人の反応を集めてきたのだ。早速紹介していくのだ。机の下に入れって即座に声かけしてるの見ると日本って本当に地震対応が染みついてるのだ。海外の人からしたら突然みんなのスマホが鳴って地面が揺れるのは相当パニックなはずなのだ。
What just happened? I'm going home. I'm going home. Yes, this is how it's going. I'm leaving. Guys, was like 3 secondes. I was just sitting here and felt the shaking, but ik had gedacht, maybe somebody just drove past, you know? What was that? Why would someone drive past like that? Or did someone just bump against an apartment and the shake? Because the walls were shaking. Now this baie dun leertjies. That wasn't even the real thing. That was not even the real thing. Because apparently, if there's a real thing happening, there was seems like a warning before the time. So that was like a miniature thing. That was not even. There wasn't even a warning required. But that alone. I'm sweating. My palms are sweating. I'm wet. Okay, like you wet, but my back is sweating. And my feet. It feels like let's say you go on a roller coaster and you're very high in the sky and you're about to drop. That feeling under your feet, die is hy gevoel in my voete nou. Ek was so 'n zing. Okay. They sent a message in the Africa group. They said, welcome to Japan. They said this is nothing. Girl, that is nothing. Don't invalidate my feelings. Hoe moet ik nou slapen? It's what's it now? 1:10 in the morning. In the class horen.
日本人にとって3秒なんて小さい方だが、初地震の外国人からしたら恐怖でしかないのだ。
why do most countries brace for disaster after an earthquake, while Japanese people barely spill their coffee? Japan gets hit by hundreds of earthquakes every year, but they don't resist the shaking. They move with it. Here's how they do it. Base isolation. Buildings sit on shock-absorbing pads, like giant rubber feet that slide with the quake. Tuned mass dampers. Huge swinging weights inside the tower move opposite the quake, balancing the force. Flexible structural design. Steel frames and joints built to bend, not break. The people inside barely feel a thing.
日本の耐震技術って地震を止めるじゃなく揺れを受け流すって発想にしてるの本当にすごいのだ。確かに高層ビルにいる時の方が揺れを感じにくいと思う時あったけど、それは構造のおかげだったんだね。僕が鈍いだけかと思ってたのだ。災害である地震と共生する方法を見つけるなんて日本かっこよすぎるのだ。
In a massive earthquake, the Tokyo Skytree doesn't just stand still. It does something much smarter, and it's probably not what you're thinking. Basically, engineers realized that throughout all the earthquakes in Japan's history, the famous 5-story pagodas never fell down, and it was all thanks to its center core, or the shimbashira. It's basically a massive straight trunk in the middle of the structure that doesn't actually support the building in any way, but instead acts as a pendulum that vibrates at a different frequency to the rest of the building, cancelling out any movement from the ground. So Tokyo Skytree has a center core that they've named Shimbashira Seishin out of deep respect for
for the wisdom of these ancient pagodas, and you can actually see this core from the outside. The Shimbashira station is also attached around midway using something called oil dampers, which basically cushions any movement that the core makes. In addition to this, to counteract strong winds, there's also a tuned mass damper at the top of the tower. One other design feature that gives it stability is the shape of the tower. The top is obviously cylindrical, but if you look towards the base, you'll see that it's actually triangular. Because they had limited land to build on, a tripod design allowed them to maintain maximum stability without needing the massive footprint a 4-point base would require. Another fun fact is that there are no nails or bolts used in the steel frame of the tower, only welding, which all had to be done by hand.
By hand. By hand.
So the next time you visit Tokyo Skytree, I hope you can appreciate it for more than just an amazing view of the city with a delicious cherry blossom themed drink, and appreciate it.
昔の五重塔の知恵が現代のスカイツリーに使われてるのめちゃくちゃロマンを感じるのだ。地震大国だからこそ進化した技術って感じして胸が熱くなるし、全部手作業で溶接してるの職人技すぎる。もはや変態レベルなのだ。ちなみにみんなは知っているかわからないが、日本は地震大国でもあり、その発生率は世界4位。しかも世界で発生するマグニチュード6以上の地震の約18から 20% 前後が日本周辺で起きているのだ。こんな地震激戦区の日本に来て恐怖するなという方が無理なのだ。そしてその地震に負けない技術を確立させてる日本もかっこいい。だが実は日本の耐震技術が世界トップクラスなのは地震が多いからではないのだ。日本だけがここまで進化させてこれたのは技術ではない、もっと深い要因があったからなのだ。
Look at this. In 2011, a huge earthquake started here off the coast of Japan, and no one saw it coming. It caused a 40-meter tall tsunami and the meltdown of the Fukushima nuclear plant. But land-based earthquake detectors could only detect the first shockwaves. They couldn't tell the magnitude of the earthquake or the tsunami, which is why, just months later, Japan started building this. A network of cables connecting 150 detectors, all to cover this, the subduction zone where tectonic plates meet and earthquakes start to happen, letting them detect much smaller changes almost instantly. Because each detector is equipped with a bunch of sensors, some that detect a wide range of ground motion, and some that detect the acceleration of the ocean floor, and some that detect the pressure of waves overhead. They just finished adding this final piece, along where these two tectonic plates meet, creating one of the most advanced earthquake detection systems in the world, increasing warning times by 20 seconds for earthquakes and 20 minutes for tsunamis, enough time to divert incoming planes and trains and boats and saving lives. So if you believe there should be more optimistic science and tech stories, follow along.
2011年の東日本大震災の後、日本は反省で終わらなかったのだ。次は絶対に防ぐと動き始めたのだ。海底にケーブルを張り巡らせ、150機もの観測装置を設置する。普通の国ならあれだけの災害の後でそこまでできるだろうか。でも日本のエンジニアや研究者たちは悲しみの中でも次の命を守ることだけを考えていたのだ。地震警報が20秒、津波警報が20分早くなる。その数字の裏に何千人もの命を守ろうとした人たちの執念があるのだ。これがただの技術力の話ではない理由なのだ。
Glimpse of the future. We're beneath the building that is specially designed to withstand a major earthquake. This is the underground of the Emergency Management Operations Center for the city of LA. USGS seismologists say this structure is considered the safest building in all of Los Angeles in the event of a quake. It uses cutting-edge technology seen in many of Japan's tallest towers, particularly Tokyo, which is earthquake-prone like LA. Currently, just a few buildings in Los Angeles house this innovative science.
What you have here, you're seeing an example of some of the systems that can be used in these buildings. This is a friction pendulum-based isolation system. What this does is you see it's tied to the building, but also these pillars go 30 to 40 feet to the bedrock. So when the ground shaking starts, when the earthquake develops, these are going to cause some movement. What it does is it absorbs that movement and it allows this building to maintain its integrity. So basically there's bearings and pendulums inside of this that when you have that ground shaking, it actually absorbs that. Remember, we do have different faults in Los Angeles, so you could get a lateral type movement, which this isolator can handle, but we also have vertical movements. And we do have different isolators that you can notice here, which would handle that type of movement as well. Picture a vehicle. you're driving on a rough road, right? You really don't feel that too much because the shock absorbers, and picture a skyscraper, the same thing.
Ibsen says this is kind of like a floating building suspended in air. Nothing makes contact with the ground.
You're looking at the plumbing is suspended, the heating and air system is suspended, the stairwell is suspended, the electrical cabling is suspended. You're going to see that in these large skyscrapers. Everything will be suspended and there's no attachment to the ground at all.
I'm just amazed by what the structural engineers are able to do, learning from the global experience of earthquakes all over the world and making buildings better and better, advancing the code, learning from the experience of one earthquake after another, what kinds of things can go wrong, what have gone wrong.
地震が起きるたびに世界中の失敗や被害を分析して建物を進化させ続けてるの、まさに日本の素晴らしさがよく出てると思う。日本の技術が将来的に何万人もの命を救うのかと思うとワクワクするのだ。あと空中に浮いてるような構造、ラピュタみたいでロマンあるのだ。日本の耐震技術がなぜここまで進化してこれたのか、それは技術者たちの間で国民を絶対に守るという意志があったからなのだ。これが日本の耐震技術の高さの正体なのだ。でもどんなに優れた技術があってもその中にいる人間がパニックになっては意味がないのだ。実は外国人たちが一番驚いていたのは耐震技術そのものより地震が起きても冷静でいられる日本人の姿だったのだ。なぜ日本人はあれほど落ち着いていられるのだろう。実は心理学的に人間はパニックになるとき周囲の反応に強く影響されるのだ。周りが叫べば自分も叫ぶ、周りが走れば自分も走る、逆に周囲が冷静なら自分も冷静でいられる。日本人は幼い頃から学校で地震の避難訓練を繰り返してきたのだ。騒がない、走らない、周囲に合わせて行動する、これが体に染み込んでいるのだ。つまり日本人の冷静さは一人一人の強さではなく全員が同じ行動をとることで生まれる集団の力なのだ。周囲の目を気にしすぎると言われる日本人の国民性、この国民性をよく思ってない人は多いかもしれない。でも地震という極限状態ではその周囲に合わせる力がパニックの連鎖を断ち切り多くの命を救う力に変わるのだ。耐震技術を作ったのも日本人、地震でも冷静でいられるのも日本人。その根っこには同じ他者を思いやる意識があったのだ。外国人が言葉を失ったのは建物の強さだけじゃない。その建物を作りその建物の中で冷静でいられる日本人という存在そのものに驚いていたのだ。いかがだったでしょうか。今回は日本の耐震技術と地震でも冷静な日本人の国民性を見てきたのだ。技術を進化させたのも冷静でいられるのも根っこにあるのは同じ他者を守る意識なのだ。外国人が言葉を失ったのはその意識が形になった国、日本そのものだったのかもしれない。周りの目を気にするという国民性も地震においては強力な武器になる。決して悪いことばかりではないのだ。皆さんも地震に対する経験談があったらコメント欄で教えてください。また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。